Hello my friends, it's Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. Welcome to today's video. Today's video we're going to create an alcohol ink anemone. So this is what I practiced first and came up with this. And I think I have a reference photo. Let me show you real quick if you're not familiar with this particular flower. This is what one looks like, and they're really pretty. I like to paint these with watercolor, so I was inspired to try to replicate it with alcohol ink. So, all right, let me go through the list of products that I'm using. I have my KRYLON photo paper, and I have the color indigo. I have some pitch black. I will be using a size 03 micron pen and a size 12 micron pen, as well as my Signo Uniball broad gel pen. That's a mouthful. So be sure to check out the description box below the video if you're interested in knowing more about the products that I'm using. Also, if you would like to show your support for my channel, you can do that by simply giving me a thumbs up, leaving a comment, or subscribing if you haven't done so already. All right, so let's get started here. I've got my compressor set at 40 psi, and the first thing I want to do is I want to put down some of this indigo. And the indigo is, I mean, this flower comes in a variety of colors, but I really like the blue ones. Those are my favorite. And this color indigo is almost like a perfect match for my favorite color of this flower. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to dry it. Then I'm going to put down some more because I really want this to be that bluish purpley color. So I'm going to put down some more and dry that. Almost there. Okay. So let's get our alcohol, and I want these petals to be broad because the flower actually has maybe I don't know, maybe about 8 or 9 petals, but they're very broad and they're not very long. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to use a good amount of alcohol because I want my petals to be broad. So I'm just going to go all the way around and blow out my petals. This color is so wonderful because it starts out blue and then towards the end it turns purple. And it's the absolute perfect color for this flower, or for this particular color of this flower. So, all right, I'm almost done blowing out the petals here. I'm just going to go around one more time because I really want them to be blue. So I'm just trying to get more of that color out onto my petals. So I'm just going to give it one more go around. right, I'm just trying to figure out this little mess here that I'm not happy with. Let's see. Oh, that's better. Okay, so we've got our petals out there. Now we're going to take the pitch black, and the center of this flower is pretty large. So I'm going to put down a drop of the pitch black, and then I'm going to use a micro brush, and I'm going to make it round, but I want it to be large. I'm going to try and get it as round as I can. All right, we're done with the compressor, so I'm shutting it off. That's so annoying. All right, so let's try and get this as round as I can. And the way I check to see how round I am is that I turn it. And as I turn it, I get a better idea of how round it is. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try and get it as round as you can. And this is far from perfect, so all right, I'm going to leave it alone. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, the one that I have here is a 0.03, but I think I want something a little bit thicker than that. This is a 0.45 or a 0.5. I think that I'm going to create the filaments using this better. So I'm just going to go around and put these lines and make them all different lengths, some short, some longer, but I want to keep the lines moving with the shape of the center. So I don't want them going this way, or, you want to keep them going with the shape of your center. And again, if the ink clogs your Micron pen, as it will your gel pen, just run it along the paper towel and clean it off. All right, so I'm just going around. And again, nothing about this has to be perfect because a lot of it will be covered up with the anthers at the ends of the filaments. And then we're going to use the white gel pen to add some highlights also. So right now it looks like a flower with eyelashes, flower center with some eyelashes. That's what it reminds me of. All right, so now we have that. And now what I'm going to do is, because I want to create a little texture in the center of my flower, I'm going to put a little alcohol in a cup, and I'm going to use the same micro brush that I used before. And I'm just going to, clean it off on my paper towel a little bit. And then I'm just going to dab in there just to create a little bit of texture, because I don't want it to be so flat. So I'm going to go all the way around. And you can see just by dropping the alcohol on there, it's just moving that pitch black around a little bit and creating some lighter areas and giving you a little bit of texture, a little bit more interest in there, so it's just not so flat. And then we're going to come back with the gel pen and we're going to add our highlights. So make sure that this is completely dry before you get started with that. Okay, so now we're going to take the, this is a micron pen size 12 or a 0.70. And what we're going to do is create the anthers at the ends of the filaments. And we're going to make oval shapes. And you can make some higher and lower and just fill it in like you see me doing here. Let me bring you a little bit closer. Let's see. Is that too close? Whoa, that's really close. But I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm making these oval shapes using this nice thick nib. And I'm going to go all the way around the flower. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've created my center and now I want to add some highlights. So I'm going to use a white gel pen, and again this is a Uniball Signo broad tip in white, and I'm just going to use the pen on its side a little bit instead of right on the tip because it creates smaller dots, and I'm just going to create a little bit of highlight where I see it on my reference photo. So I'm just touching the pen to the center mound and creating a little bit of highlight. And then I'm going to go around to the anthers and create a little highlights on those too, so that they don't look just so flat. So they look a little bit more dimensional. So creating those dots in the center with the alcohol gave me a little bit of texture, which is really nice in the center of my flower, so it doesn't look so flat. And now I'm just going to finish adding in these highlights. And I'm just putting a little bit of the white in the center as well, so again it doesn't look so flat, but keeping most of my highlights on the area that is hit by the sun, so to speak. And okay, I'm going to leave that. That's good enough. And now I'm going to create some highlights on these anthers. And I'm just running a little dot or a little line. Doesn't have to be on all of them. But it helps to make it a little bit more dimensional, a little bit more realistic. Of course, you can get as detailed as you like, and you can use whatever colors you like. Again, this flower comes in a variety of colors. Did I say this flower comes in a variety of colors? So there's lots of choices out there. This happens to be my personal favorite color, so I thought this would be the one that I showed you. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more detail, a little bit more highlight on this side. And I think we're finished. So let me bring you out so that you can see the entire flower. And I'll show you the one that I did first. Let me turn them sideways so that you can see them both. I think they turned out really well, but I think I like my second one better. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you give it a try. Be sure to check out the description box just below the video for a list of all the products used and links. And please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Your interaction with my channel is very helpful and greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.